We're streaming now?
Oops. Shit, I don't have a 2-cam set up.
What are you talking about? I can just drop you.
Now we're good. Beginning to record.
Do me a favor, once we get that YouTube stream going, comment it on my comments. Post it in my comments. On my status I just made. Status. What's the status? What's the frequency, Kenneth? You remember that one?
Yeah, that's REM.
That's right.
Obviously, you know that guy was from Collinsville, right?
Michael Stipe? I did not know he was from Collinsville. Now that you mention, I think I've heard that before, though.
Everybody around here says it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's fucking from Collinsville. Joe Rogan went to my high school.
He used to bang my sister.
You know what? I really like Joe Rogan. I just hope, like, in real life, that dude's not an asshole. Like, if I ever got to meet Joe Rogan, I would be extremely disappointed if he was an asshole. You know what I mean? Because he's cool.
I don't know why I can't get this to come up here. Why is this going so slowing?
Oh, yeah. Are we streaming or what?
Yes, sir.
We are live? Since I'm a subscriber, I wonder why I don't get a notification.
So, today is episode 7.
Episode 7 on YouTube. Oh yeah, don't forget to put the comments up. We gotta be able to see the comments.
On the right-hand side over here.
What are you talking about? Oh. Oh, I see it. You need to spell weak right.
Thanks, man.
And you need to put the apostrophe in we're. This week we are talking. Guys, you fucked that all up. Well. Getting all of our stuff together, ladies and gentlemen. So bear with us. We're getting our links out. Sharing is caring, you know. Yeah. Mandela Effect, huh? Oh, we got us a viewer already? Oh, man, we're cool. We are cool. Oh, man, look, this guy's got a dash mat for a 69. No, wait, it'll fit a 75 all the way up to 84. You don't even have a car. Yeah, but it's a deal what he wants for this thing, man.
Why is that going so slow?
We got lag. We lagging?
I don't know. Something ain't right. We'll see how the screen looks real quick.
Everett's got a lag switch going on right here. I can
I
tell.
have a lag switch.
He has a lag switch.
Shut your mouth. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah. He has a lag switch. Yeah, no, seems to be going just fine. I think.
Look at we're skipping.
Are we skipping?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe we are, man.
I'm going to go ahead and reboot the stream computer. Sorry, everybody. Stick with us here.
Stick with us. We're rebooting the stream. It's all about quality, not quantity. So we're going to get you the best quality. Do you like the page The Troller Coaster on Facebook? It's fucking hilarious. It's full of Harambe memes and, Rick from Pawn Stars.
I know Rick from Pawn Stars personally.
Yeah.
No, I don't really. But I get the feeling he could hook me up with some stuff.
Yeah, 25 cents the best he can do. Oh, yeah, just take off your pop filter, huh?
Original copy signed of the Declaration of Independence. I can only do about a quarter on that.
Yeah, quarter.
Best I can do.
I don't know a whole lot about it, but I got a buddy that does. Let me get my buddy down here. He knows all about this stuff. We'll see what we're talking about.
I think we're good to go.
You think we're good to go?
I think so.
All right, we'll get the link out there. Get the link out there. Come on, we got people waiting. We got viewers.
All right.
We got interested parties. I couldn't come up with a clever picture to put up here for Mandela Effect this time.
Why not?
I mean, I was just going to put like a brain and then like another brain next to it.
You've never seen one, so you didn't know how to draw it?
No, I mean, I could draw. It just fucking looks like a bunch
Whose
of...
brain?
Looks like a hunter.
A hunter?
Yeah. Legolas worms or whatever they are. Legocolo worms or...
Let go low.
Legolo. Oh, yeah. Somebody comment on our YouTube stream so we know that you're there. No, we're just kidding.
Hang with me, Jimmy Pappas.
Pappas.
Whatever.
What's he say? I was solving murders when you were still popping zits on your funny little face, Utah.
Gotta love that movie.
Oh, Gary Busey's a great guy.
He seems crazier than the loon.
Yeah, I mean, he's no crazier than Randy Quaid, but... Randy Quaid's fucking out there.
It's true.
Oh, yeah. Bow, 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 chicka, chicka.
Day bow bow. Hang with me here.
I'm hanging.
Right. It's kind of warm in here today.
Uh-huh.
It's like, 90-something degrees outside?
I don't know. It's fucking hot, though. I don't like it.
I wish I could edit what this says on our thing. It's so dumb. Anyway.
Yo, 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 tuning in from Alton. Oh, we got two. We got Touched by a 12 gauge. Marco. Polo. And we got B618 tuning in from Alton. Thanks for the support, guys. Thanks for the support. Oh, it's going to be a crazy one today, fellas. The Mandela Effect. My mind's been warped all day trying to figure this shit out. And I didn't get anywhere. So, prepare to be as confused as I am. We got Everett putting the streams up now, so shouldn't be too much longer. Of course, you should see him type. He types with one finger. He's like... So we could be here for a while.
Yeah, this is my first time around a keyboard.
First time?
First timer. Okay.
Did you put it on my post? Put it on my post, man.
I want to put it out on the Twitter thing.
Oh, you got to tweet it? Tweet the deets, man.
Tweet the deets.
Tweet the deets. Hey, plug and work. I mean... Just saying. Come on, if you don't hurry up, I'm going to stick an exhaust pipe in my face.
I hope you do. I hope you do, Eric Bobby.
Did you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby?
All right. So I guess all I need to do now
is roll that beautiful bean footage.
Yep. I want to do a little false start here just to make sure.
False start prior to the snap. 15-yard penalty. Offense.
This podcast.
All right, we're good, man.
We are good. All right, well, then let's get good. B618 says he's streaming on Xbox One. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We're on all platforms today.
All right.
Mobile device. Okay, go ahead.
Shut your mouth.
You shut your mouth. Shut your dirty little mouth.
Okay, here we go.
This podcast is brought to you by lineupmedia.fm.
You're listening to Surreal Talk, a look inside the world of cults, conspiracies, and the paranormal. Brought to you by lineupmedia.fm.
Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. The air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. Punks are running wild in the street. There's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it.
The whole truth about JFK, 9/11, Area 51, the Illuminati, the moon landing, Jesus Magdalene, the CIA, KGB, and AIDS, the reptilian elite, Watergate, the New World Order, Bilderberg, the MK Ultra Project, the history of the world and the oppression of the human consciousness, and the truth about God, the devil, heaven, hell, and the delicate fabric of the universe.
You gotta say, I am as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore.
Now your hosts, Eric and Everett.
Welcome to Surreal Talk, lineupmedia.fm production. We are back this week. It is just Everett and myself, though. We are missing our compadres.
Our cohort.
Anyways.
Why is that funny?
I don't know. I just think kind of like whore. I don't know.
Cohort.
Yeah. Tuh.
You said whore. Anyway.
But we are here this week, ladies and gentlemen. You've came here for an episode, and that is exactly what you're going to get. So what are we talking about this week, Everett?
This week we're talking the Mandela Effect.
The Mandela Effect. And,
of course, named by, from my timeline, former South African president, Mandela.
Nelson Mandela.
Correct.
Okay, so for everyone that's not very familiar with exactly what the Mandela Effect is, it's...
Use the titular example. I mean, that's the way to go. It's the Mandela Effect. Why is it the Mandela Effect?
I got a good example right here. So it's the Mandela Effect is a situation where a number of people that have memories different from available evidence. The phrase that was coined by a paranormal enthusiast, Fiona Broome. So she's the one that called it the Mandela Effect. She pretty much coined it in about 2010. It used to just really be called false remembrance. Oddly enough,
Bad memory.
Yeah, false remembrance. So what she says is that her and others remember Nelson Mandela dying in the 80s, not in 2013. I can't talk today. The whole premise for the Mandela Effect is that at some point in time, two dimensions merged, giving way to all the disputed memories. So this lady, Fiona Broome, she coined the term the Mandela Effect because she remembers, along with millions of other people, Nelson Mandela dying in the 80s in prison and not in 2013.
Sure. I mean... There's we're getting ready to get into hundreds of examples of people remembering things similar, but not quite the same.
Right. It's a very interesting topic, honestly, because, I mean, to think that, if you buy into that stuff, that's
most of us do.
Yeah, it's very weird. It's like timelines merging together or alternate dimensions, which is given way to, people just remembering differences in the same fact.
Right. This is another one of those quote-unquote conspiracies or theories. It doesn't have to be a conspiracy theory, a hypothesis. This is as good as religion, in my opinion, because you can't really prove it. You can't prove alternate dimensions exist, but you can't disprove it.
No, yeah,
honestly, this crazy shit could be completely possible.
Very much so. One phrase I heard to describe the Mandela Effect, which I thought was really interesting, was like reverse deja vu, almost like backwards deja vu.
Yeah, we considered too when we were starting to plan for this episode of kind of making it a whole mind screw type of episode with deja vu and effects, but we kind of stick to Mandela Effect on this.
Yeah. This is mostly just like a U.S. based phenomenon. I mean, I get it that we're talking about like a South African. It was named after the South African president Nelson Mandela, but most of these examples are just basically from our little neck of the woods here.
Right. Which is
so. I'm going to get with the most damning piece of evidence first.
Damn it, then.
The Bernstein or Bernstein.
I remember it as Berenstain.
I remember it as Berenstain also. And they were created
by Jan and Jan and Dan, was it?
Jan and Dan Berenstain. And they never remember their last name changing from Berenstein to Berenstain. So their name's always been Berenstain. And they...
No shit, it's actually Berenstain?
It's actually Berenstain. And the Bears are the Berenstain Bears.
Yeah,
That's
right.
actually... Google it. I'm telling you, look at this smile on your face. It is Berenstain Bears, not Berenstein or Berenstein.
I don't know about
you
that.
think of it like a Jewish family of Barons, the Berensteins, you know?
Holy shit, the Google... It's a suggestion is Berenstain. So let's see here. Let's see what a book says.
What's the book say?
I'll be a son of a bitch. It says Berenstain.
It says Berenstain. Now, I specifically remember the Berenstein Bears when I was a kid. I mean, that was.
Yeah, Berenstein, man. That's the way it was.
We read those books.
S-T-E-I-N.
We read those books.
I read them to my kid now.
Right. But you know what? When you
You know
go,
what they're called. You know what they're called now, though. They've gotten rid
the
of
Berenstein.
No,
The
they're just
Berenstain?
called the Bears. I have a book of it. It's by Jan and Dan Berenstein.
That's because the Nelson Mandela Effect became too public and mainstream, and they had to
It
change
could be
it to the
I
Bears.
swear to God, I'll show it to you later on. It's just a straight the Bears book, but you can tell. I mean, it's the
It's Berenstein Bears.
I'm calling them Stain now. I've completely already switched over.
Oh my gosh, he's indoctrinated. That was easy,
It
folks.
was quick, wasn't it?
Yeah, so that one's a pretty good one, the Berenstain dilemma. Maybe I can help with this Pam dilemma.
I want to tell the example that got me to have the Mandela Effect on my radar. It was you and a listener of ours, a friend of ours, a guy we've played Halo with on Xbox for years now. Jay, he's listening right now.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh, yes, he is.
you guys come to me and ask me the question, what was the line that Darth Vader said to Luke at the end of Empire to, tell him his lineage?
Right. And
I said right off the bat, no, I am your father.
I remember it, along with millions of other people, as Luke,
Yeah, but
I am your father.
the conversation makes sense my way. It doesn't make sense your way because he says, Obi-Wan never told you the truth.
Yeah, he told me enough. Okay, well, they could have changed the
Told me
whole
you killed
scene.
him. No. They could have. Well, it's not that it's the shifting of the
The
realities.
yeah. I mean, so that's a pretty interesting one. I mean, we want
Are
to
you
know
saying
how.
there's somebody responsible for this shifting?
No, I'm not saying that. I don't want to take that stance. No, I don't want to give that impression there.
No.
But I mean, if you're listening on YouTube, or even if you hear this through the podcast, kind of get a hold of us and tell us on what you think on some of these things. Because like I said, I specifically remember it being Luke, I am your father, and Everett remembers it being no, I am your father. But let's not take mine or his advice. Let's go straight to the source. James Earl Jones confirms in 2 separate interviews that he said, Luke, I am your father.
Yeah, but he's also said he hates Star Wars.
But that doesn't make his statement
So
any
what I'm
less
saying
true.
is, how much is he remembered? He's an old man.
You can't.
You're old, James.
I will not discredit
I
James
don't-
Earl Jones.
I will discredit James Earl Jones all day long.
But
He's been in some damn good
that's,
movies, though.
If you guys don't know, James Earl Jones is the voice of Darth Vader.
Everyone
so he was
knows
the
that.
one that said,
I'm sorry, folks. He's not trying to make you seem like assholes. He's just slow.
"Yeah, I'm too slow."
Okay.
But no, man, there was another one that I thought everyone. This one was like by far I thought was one of the best ones. So I'm gonna go blank blank, and you fill it in. All right.
All right, give me.
Blank blank on the wall. Who is the most fairest of them all?
See, we talked about this one already, and I do remember it as Magic Mirror on the wall.
Bullshit! It's not magic. It's mirror on the wall, not magic mirror.
That's not how I remember it.
See, we are just totally on the opposite sides of this Mandela effect.
I don't
Everett
think you're
and
my
I.
brother. I think you're from the other.
You
or
are.
one of
You're
the other.
from the other dimension. I'm
You know,
telling you.
if it's like that though, who knows how far we are removed from our originals? How many times we've been Mandela'd in the middle?
Mandela'd?
Yeah, that's the term I'm coining. We've been Mandela'd in the middle. So maybe we were 4 years old. We were still I was 4, you were 2. We were still our original same selves. And then boom, a shift happened. And then we were off of each other. And then we were okay with each other for a few years. Might as well be you're my new brother, even though you shifted from your weird reality into mine.
Yeah, I never
And
noticed.
then boom, I shift again out of it. And what you thought was your second older brother, you didn't notice.
so it's like
now,
the 4th older brother. It's like
it could be
Inception,
way more than that.
Mandela Inception.
Right, who knows how many removed we
My
are?
brain's gonna melt.
Yeah, there's a lot of us out there.
But I honestly thought that it was mirror on the wall. You know what I mean? And that's what I've always heard from. I mean, everybody remembers that mirror on the wall.
I do, but I remember the movie. I do remember Magic Mirror on the wall.
I don't
I guess I
believe
saw it when I was a little older than you.
All right, here's another good one, and this is for all you Star Wars junkies out there, because if you're anything like us, you're a Star Wars junkie. Oh, look here, we got YouTube comments. Everyone's saying Luke.
Yeah, pay no attention to the peanut gallery.
Everybody's saying it's Luke, not no. What about this one? C-3PO has a silver leg. Always has.
I don't think so.
Check it. Look it. Images of C-3PO. I believe it is his right lower half of his leg from the knee down.
That's not the pictures on Google show. There's a few of them with a silver leg, actually. There are several. But no, it's both.
A couple places I've seen that he has a silver leg. They even showed it in the movies, and I don't remember it in the movies being there as a silver.
I'm marking this one down to check tonight. I'm going to go home. I'm going to put in freaking A New Hope.
Okay.
Is it in all of them or just A New Hope?
This was from what I understand, that's how he was designed, with a silver bottom half of the. I guess it's his right leg, right?
Yeah, it's his right.
Okay, so
I've
maybe
seen
we're
a lot
not
of pictures of it.
Right, so maybe we're not so definitive on that, but that's a very good one, man. I'm telling you, I never knew his leg was silver. I always thought he was full on gold C-3PO. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah, this is bizarre.
Yeah, very much so.
This Mandela Effect's blowing my mind.
You've been Mandela'd.
Uh-oh. Oh, shit.
Yeah. So here's another good one.
Okay, hit me with it.
You guys ever seen Field of Dreams? Kevin Costner about
Sure.
the baseball?
Of course.
If you build it, what happens?
If you build it, they will come. And eventually he says, if you build it, he will
Hey,
come.
you're shitting all over me. I remember it as, if you build it, they will come.
Said twice. Well, it's said several times in the movie, but it's said twice differently to suit two different parts of the plot. If you build it, they will come. We're talking about, I guess at that point, just the entire Black Sox team, White Sox.
Right. Well, so
1995.
who would be he?
His
Who would he be?
dad was apparently a younger player, like a rookie on that team.
That's
That's how, if you've not seen the movie, then you don't know.
been a long time.
Rewatch the movie. James Earl fucking Jones is in that movie. So
That Mandela effect just follows him wherever he
I
goes.
believe he even played Nelson Mandela in a movie. I'm going to have to check on this.
Shit. What about from Jaws?
Smile, you son of a bitch. Is that what you're talking about? Is there one for that?
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
Oh. Yeah, we're going to need a bigger, or no, you're going to need a bigger
You're
boat.
gonna need a bigger
Yeah,
boat.
He says you're going to need
I
a bigger
remember it as your also, but this is one of the ones that I'm on the opposite side with. I'm actually on your side on this. I remember it as you're going to need a bigger boat, but the whole world of the internet remembers it as we're going to need a bigger boat.
Son of a bitch.
Right. That's a pretty crazy one. Now this next one, I wasn't too keen on this one because Hannibal Lecter actually says this on the phone, but they're talking about the scene where he is in jail. Hello, Clarice. Never says that to her face
Hello,
to face.
Clarice. That's true.
Never says that face to face. But I for some reason I remember that. I remember him. Hello, Clarice. But he
I think-
says it on the phone. I
Because
know
this
that.
is another example of another movie using that line. You know what I mean?
Hello, Clarice.
And you know it more from the movie. I think it was a Jim Carrey movie, I think.
It's the
Ace
cable
Ventura
guy.
2? Or was
It's
it-
cable guy.
See, that's what it is.
Silence of the lambs, and he's got that turkey skin on his face.
I think that's a lot of it, too, is a lot of, like, pop culture fuck-ups.
You think so? Yeah, well, I think what it is, a lot of them is like, okay, so you can't say a certain thing in a movie that's copyright infringement or whatever,
I mean,
so they
that
say it
could
in a
be.
different way, and that's just how everybody
Right.
remembers
And if
it.
you were exposed to the wrong version first, that's your version.
That is your version. That could be a very good explanation for some of the Mandela effect. That is, if you were exposed to the different version first. Okay, here's a good one, and this one goes for all of our conspiracy theorists because if you're watching the show, then you're a critical thinker. Everyone's
Truth
seen
seeker.
Everyone's seen the Zapruder footage, right? JFK.
Yeah.
Okay.
Back.
How many?
To the left.
Back into the left. How many people were in the car?
I count 4.
4. Okay, so you got JFK, Jackie O,
The driver.
the governor of Texas and his wife.
Oh, yeah. That's right. It was like a weird car. There was
And
like,
so unless the governor of
there's 5
Texas's
people.
wife was driving around JFK, there were 6 people in that car. Don't you remember they had 2?
I don't recall now. Off the top
There's
of my
6
head. I'm gonna
people,
check on
but everyone remembers 4, and just like you just said,
because it was
right
they
off the
don't-
top of your head, you think 4 people, but there was
Right.
actually 6 in that car.
Dude, that was messed up footage too. I'll never forget her climbing onto the back of
To
the
get
car.
his brain?
Yeah, or
Oh,
whatever that
man,
was.
dude.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah, that's alpha
It's
as fuck, dude.
it's
You know,
purported.
she would not change her dress. They were like, dude,
Whenever
change your
you-
dress.
whenever
And
you see
she's
the,
like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm going to dress the nation with my husband's blood all over me so that you guys know what happened.
Whenever they signed in Johnson, the picture of him getting signed in, you could see like she's got blood on her still.
Yeah, that's gnarly as shit, dude. Okay,
Anywho,
Anne Rice.
heard of her?
Yeah, have you?
Yeah, she wrote Interview with the Vampire.
Is it Interview with the Vampire or Interview with a Vampire?
The Vampire.
Okay, well, I've got a vampire. Interview with a vampire.
Hold on. Interview with... Google says a vampire?
A vampire, and you say the.
Well, Wikipedia says the.
But Google says a.
Well, yeah, Google's... It was Google's autocomplete, not Google itself. Everything else I'm seeing here on Google, interview with the vampire.
With the?
My search string, rather, is interview with a vampire, but all the results are returned interview with the vampire. So
Okay, so there's a little bit of discrepancy there. So
Love that
what that
movie,
means is everybody's searching interview with a vampire, and
Right.
what's coming up interview with the vampire.
Pretty much.
So that means everyone's searching for what they remember. Interview with a vampire, not the. So there's some discrepancy in that one too. And all these examples, ladies and gentlemen, are just to show you, like, it's just this Mandela effect is everywhere, and it's the smallest, minutest little facts that people are noticing that aren't normal, aren't what they used to be. You know what I mean?
by the way, the time is 3:49 and the temperature is 93 degrees WNBC.
WNBC.
I don't know why I had to do that.
That's
Just felt
pig vomit.
Yeah. Anyway, what else you got on that list of crazy?
I got one on a show that I've never watched.
Do tell.
Sex in the City.
Never watched it. I thought it was Sex and the City.
See, that's where me and you differ. I always thought it was Sex in the City, and you say it's Sex and the City,
I thought so.
right? Well, get us a definitive answer
All right,
here.
Googie.
Googie. Come on,
Sex.
Googs. Sex. Oh,
Okay,
shit.
so I type
You
in
broke the
sex.
computer.
I type in sex space.
And you don't want to hear what comes up next.
The first
it
thing
auto
it starts
filled
to
in for
correct
him.
is in the city.
In the City.
That's what it starts to say. But the first result after you type in sex space is HBO Sex and the City. So on
See-
HBO's website, it's Sex and the City.
So everybody is searching for Sex in the City.
Right.
But it's so Google. I think Google's just messing with the search results, man.
You think that's what it is?
I mean,
it's the Googella effect.
the Googella effect, the Googella Mandela.
That's right. You've heard it here first, folks.
Yeah,
It's Googella.
we're breaking ground here, folks.
I'm going to name this episode Googella effect on
The
our...
Googella Mandela. Here's one that I actually had to talk with my daughter about. Curious George,
I know him. He's that monkey.
tail or no tail?
God, if I had to guess, I'd say tail.
No tail, man. I said tail too, and that's what I asked
Monkeys
Allison.
have tails.
I said, right. I said, Allison, does Curious George have a tail? She said, no. I said, no. For real, I remember him having a tail. She's like, Dad, Curious George does not have a tail. I'm like,
Did the man with the yellow hat have a tail?
no.
Okay, I didn't think
He's
so.
a man with a yellow hat
He had a yellow hat, though.
and no tail. But I mean, do you remember him with a tail?
You know,
You don't remember him. You didn't watch much
My daughter
Curious George.
watches a lot. And she has watched a lot. She's on a Dora kick right now. Anyway, I don't recall him having a tail or not, but I'd like to think he did.
Yeah,
Just my brain says tail.
my brain says tail too, but in fact, he did not have a tail. So it's just people remembering shit different, man. Here was one that was pretty crazy. I didn't get behind this one. Actually, the next two at all. Muhammad Ali and Prince, their deaths were highly disputed as to when they
They
died.
just happened recently, both of them.
Right. But a lot of people on the internet were saying that they remember Prince dying in the 90s and then Muhammad Ali dying in the late 90s. And I don't remember either one of those.
In the 90s, Prince changed his name to that symbol.
Yeah, in a way he did. He was no longer Prince.
Yeah,
He
it
is
had to do
just
with a
the symbol.
contract dispute or something like his
Really?
record company owned the name Prince, which his real name is Prince Rogers Nelson, so it's kind of weird. But then he, since they owned the name, he had to change his name to the artist formerly known as Prince.
The artist.
And then
formerly
eventually he
known
got
as
the
Prince.
rights back and he was Prince again. So that's how that happened.
But so what a lot of people are saying, and like I said, hey, some of these I don't get behind, but I'm trying to give everyone the examples that we have found. Just because I don't remember it like that, or Everett doesn't remember it like that, doesn't mean that you guys might not. And we're trying to present this information to you. So if you guys have any discrepancies on what you think the Muhammad Ali death or Prince death was, then let us know. And here's one: the number of U.S. states.
See, this is easy. It's 50.
It is 50.
A lot of people say 51. Some even whacked out crazier say 52.
Okay, so the deal with 51 is Puerto Rico is technically a United States territory.
Yeah. So
it's
is Guam,
occupied
the
land,
Virgin
but
Islands,
it's not a state. It's-
Philippines.
right, it's just a territory.
Right, they haven't been granted statehood, so to speak.
Okay, now I've never seen this. Henry VIII, a portrait of Henry VIII eating a turkey leg. Yeah? No?
No, I don't know about it.
Okay, well, it never existed.
When his wife Anne Boleyn?
Well, I'm Henry VIII, I am.
I know the song.
Anyways,
No one else.
it never existed, but that's why they say eating it like Henry VIII.
I've never heard that expression.
I've never have even before today, so but I figured I'd throw it out there. Yeah, so but there was never a portrait of Henry VIII eating a turkey leg, and that was such like a big thing. Oh, here's a good one. And you actually have a picture of this in the office here. The Tiananmen Square protester.
Sure.
Millions of people remember him getting run over. And that didn't happen. No, I don't remember it. I'm not saying I remember it. I'm saying millions of people.
Millions of people are some sick bastards.
Right. They remember him getting run over and squished. I thought he jumped up on top of the tank.
No, they came and got him out of the road, didn't
Check that again. I think he jumped on top of the tank.
He just stood there, I thought, and then they came and moved him. I don't know. I'm not checking it right now. It takes too long to check this shit and bore people.
But
I'm going to check into it afterwards.
there is definitely discrepancy on what happened at the Tiananmen Square protester.
Let me hit you with one real quick.
For everyone that doesn't know, the Tiananmen Square protester is. You've seen the picture of the tank.
Everyone knows.
Everyone. Okay, yeah. Fair enough. Fuck it.
For anyone who's been in a weird isolation booth for the last 30 years, here comes some shit. We've landed on the moon.
We did?
We've landed, well, in this reality.
B618 says, we watch Curious George all the time, and he has a tail. Brian, I'm going to go ahead and ask you to rewatch it again because there is no tail. There is no tail on Curious George. Whoa, that come through?
I think it did.
Wow. Has some pressure behind it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So, Jiff or Jiffy?
That's the one I was getting ready to ask. I remember Jiffy.
I remember Jiff.
Serious?
I do, dude.
Which one is
Jiff,
it?
J-I-F. It's Jiff. It's not Jiffy.
It's not Jiffy?
No, and I've come up with something about this. I think it's because of Skippy.
It makes sense.
Skippy, the peanut butter.
Yeah,
Skippy.
that makes sense.
Jiffy. But I remember it as Jiff. J-I-F, Jiff, man. Choosy moms choose Jiff.
You got me there.
Right?
You got me there. I mean, there's no disputing that now.
The next one's kind of like, it's all about spelling. So, Fruit Loops or Fruit Loops?
Yeah, I've seen this one where it's double O versus UI.
Yeah, fruit as in F-R-O-O-T.
I remember it as UI.
I remember it as I don't remember there being much of a discrepancy. I never even thought about this one.
It was
before
just Fruit
today.
Loops.
It was just Fruit Loops. Yeah,
It wasn't spelled. It's a word. You know,
it's Fruit Loops,
it's
man.
in my word or my brain as a word, not as letters.
But what do you think, man? You remember it as a UI, huh? Fruit as in fruit.
Regular fruit.
Fruit.
Not root with an F on it.
Fruit on the bottom or stirred?
What's that from?
I don't remember.
No, it's like yogurt. I like my women like my yogurt or something like that. I don't know.
Billy Graham's funeral.
I don't know this one. What about it?
Still alive as of 2016. Billy Graham.
The evangelist?
Yes.
Or superstar Billy Graham, the wrestler?
I honestly
Or are they
don't
one
know.
and the same?
No, it's got to be the evangelist. Can't be the wrestler.
Could be. Okay. I think the wrestler's dead. I think he was a big roid head.
The Lindbergh baby. This one blew my mind. Lindbergh baby. Found or not found?
I think they found him.
They did find him.
Yeah.
I never. No, they found him 12 May 1932. I thought that it was over and done with. The Lindbergh baby, once it got pulled out of the window, the bedroom window, it was over, you know? But apparently they did find the Lindbergh baby.
Weird. I didn't know that.
I didn't
Well,
either.
yeah, I mean, I knew they did. I thought they did.
I did not.
I'm confused. This is quite the. I want to walk out of here today not knowing which I knew beforehand.
Right, I know. This is Mandela Effect is kind of nuts, man. It really is.
I've been Mandela'd. I want to make a T-shirt that says "I've been Mandela'd."
What about the Volkswagen logo?
The VW.
The VW logo.
Sure, it's like an X with two things off.
Right. Well, now it's different. There's a white line in the middle of it. Yep. Check it out. Check it out. The
Volkswagen.
Volkswagen logo.
Like a separation.
Yeah. You see it?
Yeah, but has it always been that way? are they
I don't
saying?
remember it like that at all. I remember the Volkswagen just being
So-
with no line in the middle of that.
Let me find an old Volkswagen ad. Volkswagen logo. Yeah, sure shit looks like it.
Right?
I don't know. It doesn't look good for old Volkswagen.
Volkswagen. What about here's another spelling one.
Reminds me of the WordPress logo, honestly.
What about Looney Tunes or Looney Tunes? Tunes as in Toons or Tunes?
You know, that's strange. I could swear it was spelled Tunes, but it should be OO.
It's Looney Tunes OO is what it is. But I remember now, like if you remember watching Bugs Bunny back in the day, where they had the Looney Tunes thing. Yeah. It was spelled Tunes, I thought.
I thought so too.
No, not at all.
It should be spelled TOO.
It should be because cartoons, Looney Tunes.
Yeah, it should be apostrophe tunes.
Now I'm running out of examples fairly quickly here, but here's another one. It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. A beautiful day for a neighbor.
Would you be mine?
Won't you be my neighbor? Yeah. But is it a beautiful day in the neighborhood or a beautiful day in this neighborhood?
It's a beautiful day
in the neighborhood.
It's the neighborhood.
It's
right?
this neighborhood, man. It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood.
Huh.
Right? I don't remember it like that at all either. And what about Forrest Gump?
Oh, the old life is like a box of chocolates.
But really, life was like a box of chocolates.
See, again, I'm gonna have to rewatch the movie.
Watch it. It's was, dude. It's was. I watched it this morning. I watched clips after clips after clips. Life was like a box of chocolates.
Man, I'm trying to see if I can find any more of them here online.
The Mandela Effect is very nuts, man. I don't know. I don't know if it's like my brain playing tricks on me or what's going on.
I mean, part of me wants to think it's just we're all remembering stuff wrong. We're remembering how we want to remember it because memories aren't stored as pictures in your brain. Every time you make a memory,
I have a photographic memory.
Exactly. That's not how it works. Your brain rebuilds memories. You know what I mean? It builds it up to what it thinks it saw.
What it thinks it saw.
Your brain knows it saw that wall. It knows it saw that chair. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it builds your memory back up when you think of it. So that's why whenever you try to remember details, you got to really work hard to remember those details, and then they kind of come out. Because your brain, it takes a picture, and the details are there.
Your brain is a muscle. All you got to do is flex it.
Something like that. You get the point.
I do. One thing that I came across in doing all this research from the Mandela Effect was, now, I can't wrap my head around this very well, but a lot of people think that this was caused by CERN. And you guys know what that is, right? The LHC, the Large Hadron Collider in Geneva, Switzerland,
right,
CERN.
Right. Okay,
so they're saying that CERN is responsible for dimensions merging, and which is in turn responsible for the Mandela Effect. They are messing with the fabric of reality. Again, I don't know how. I don't think CERN does that. They got the reality button. They just push, and it's like,
it might be that way.
Let's swap dimensions today. That's what's on the list for today. Dimension swap.
I mean, at the same time, you don't know with all these little subatomic particles what they're doing. The fabric of reality. We don't know what the fabric of reality really is.
No,
we don't know what space is. We've just come to finally detect gravimetric waves. I mean, we're on the cusp of understanding reality. But
I like that word.
The cusp?
Cusp.
Well, we are on the cusp of understanding what reality is, understanding what existence is, understanding how time exists. It's an exciting time yet. I feel kind of sad that, though, I don't think that we have time in the next however many, 50, 60 years we got left that we're going to get the answers that we really want. The answers
we're not.
We're not going to get.
We might get some answers, but there's going to be infinitely more questions by the answers. You know what I mean? We'll get those answers, but it's going to open up.
We get one answer and gives us two questions.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly.
Man, I was thinking about time today on kind of a swerve. Like, what is the lowest, because we did our time travel episode and we thought about what time was. It was, what is the lowest amount of time? What is the shortest increment of time? So I started thinking about
nanosecond.
Well, not even that. Take it down to the Planck scale. Planck is like the smallest increment of how small something can be, right? Have you ever heard of that?
Plankton.
Planck. It's named after a scientist, Planck. Any which way. And we decided that time basically was just a way to show that there has been a change.
Right.
So you must more or less find out what the smallest change is possible, which you look down at the Planck scale. So the smallest movement possible is something moving as small as the Planck scale is, the smallest increment of that, multiplied by the fastest something can move, and that's as fast as your time could be measured, in my opinion. So something moving at the speed of light moves 1 Planck's distance. The time that takes is the lowest increment of time, in my opinion.
You see the confused look on my face?
Yeah, does not make sense?
Not at all.
Huh.
Yeah, okay, so here's another thing. Confession time. Really not smart enough for this episode. This one was kind of like
the Mandela Effect itself, it's just a list of examples.
Well, as I say, I can list examples all day. But really trying to dive deep into what caused this and trying to... That's this like...
Come on, that's just... To say anything other than CERN caused it, even saying CERN caused it's kind of like
and
objection, wholly speculation
of the most speculation.
Yeah,
period.
I'm not going to believe something just for the point of believing. So
no, but I will discuss it.
Exactly right, and I'm not going to say that it's not true just because I can't prove that it is.
Now this
cannot prove that it ain't.
This Mandela Effect, I can't prove that it's not. This Mandela Effect is pretty nuts. I mean, like you said yourself, There's
A couple of these is like, whoa, wait.
Wait a minute.
Right.
I'm telling you, like C-3PO's leg, dude. I'd never heard of that
I'm
before
gonna
today.
Have to watch,
never
I'm gonna have to
ever heard
rewatch
of that before today.
I remember in episode 1 he had no body at all.
No, yeah, you're right. Yeah, Phantom Menace.
I remember
he was
in
wires.
Empire he got pulled all apart into a bunch of pieces, and then R2 put him back together somehow.
Chewie
without
wore him
arms.
as a backpack.
Oh, it was Chewie that put him together.
Chewie wore him as a backpack, remember?
Right, or in a backpack.
Whatever, I mean.
And then he was back in Jedi. He was all gold, I
You know
thought.
who Chewie reminds me of? Harambe.
Who's Harambe?
The gorilla from the Cincinnati Zoo that drugged the little kid around.
See, I don't
that
keep
got
up with
shot.
that kind of stuff,
You
man.
know, Harambe.
I heard about that, but I don't really keep up with it.
Yeah, it's tragedy.
So Chewbacca reminds you of a gorilla. Okay. Newsflash, people think Chewbacca looks like a gorilla.
He does.
Duh, he looks like Sasquatch, too. But
He does kind of look like I said. Oh, Chewbacca. Chewbacca is Sasquatch. That's where Sasquatch came from.
I'm going to register that domain. Chewbacca is Sasquatch.com.
Chewbacca is Sasquatch.
Or is it Chewbacca was Sasquatch.com?
Sasquatch is our Wookiees.com.
Mandela.
You got Mandela.
Was it?
Damn it.
What did we say it was going to be? I don't know. Anyway, we're starting to do that thing again. So, real small show this week, folks. Sorry for that.
Yeah.
No 2, 3, 4-parter with all kinds of pop culture in the middle, because this more or less is almost a pop culture.
It is pop culture, yeah.
There's not much science to it. It's so short. Like you said, 2010 was when it was coined.
2010 was when it was coined. It's a fairly new theory.
You might find another podcast or two who might do 2, 3, 4, 5 hours somehow stretch it into that.
But it's not at that point. It's not going to be a lot of facts. It's you know what I mean.
It's hard to come up with
it's
facts even in a
tangents,
half
right?
an
It's
hour.
tangents that me and you are doing the same. They're just taking them off way further.
Right. Anyway.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up. If you guys are interested in the Mandela Effect, give it some research. Give
Get
it
on
another look.
Googella.
Googella. Get on Googella and Google it.
The Googella effect.
Google
That's
it.
what I'm calling it whenever you get in there and it's you start to type in something and it gives you the
And it finishes it for
yeah,
you.
it's the
That's
Googella effect. It's coined here, the Googella effect.
Not to be used without permission of Ricky Bobby Inc.
That's right.
All right, so remember to like us on Facebook, everybody, at facebook.com/Surreal Talk. You can also find us on Twitter. Everett's been killing it on Twitter lately, at Surreal Talk Show. And as you all may know, you can also find a live recording for every show on YouTube. Just search Surreal Talk live stream, and you'll be able to find us. We also have our own custom URL, which
Finally
is...
got that. Is youtube.com/Surreal Talk Podcast.
There it is, baby.
Go figure.
Give us a review. iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, Google Play, or whatever your favorite podcast provider is. If you'd like to ask a question or reach us directly, for whatever reason, to talk shit to us, to tell us you love us.
We get a lot of that, but we also get a lot of love. And
We
thank you
do. We
to
get
all
we get
who
about a
give us love.
50-50 mix of hate and love in our mails.
That's fair.
Yeah. So email us at info@surrealtalkpodcast.com. It comes directly to Everett and myself. So we'll directly respond to you. Always remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Subscribe is the biggest deal. Please subscribe.
Please subscribe.
That gives you
one tiny notification in your pocket a week.
right. It lets you
No
know whenever
big
we've got
deal.
a new episode up.
Yeah.
So it's really for your benefit.
It gets us to you.
Also, if you go to our website, there's buttons to subscribe for every platform. So.
You just click a button. It's that easy.
Well, it takes you to the iTunes page where you can subscribe. It takes you to the Stitcher page. It gives you the RSS feed if you're that kind of podcast listener. Some of them are.
And if you're watching this on YouTube, just go straight to the little red thing that says subscribe and push that because
Yep, that's a big one.
that helps us. Also, if you're looking to do any shopping, I didn't do this at the beginning.
The plugs.
If you're looking to do any shopping, go to our website, surrealtalkpodcast.com. Find the banner
For Amazon. Amazon.com.
and click it. And any purchases you make are going to directly support our show. And the whole gig about Audible. Go to the website and get...
audibletrial.com/surreal.
Yep, that's right. You get your 30-day free trial and free audiobook download. I think that's it.
That's pretty much it. Sorry
All
for
right.
the short show this week, folks. I hope you
Sorry
enjoyed
for the short
Mandela
show
Effect.
this week. We will be back. And don't forget, 9/11 is going to be big. It's going to
You
be...
keep saying that. I don't know.
Oh, man. You know what? Just
Yeah,
because you don't know a lot about 9/11.
Well, I'm fixing to learn now.
Yeah, you are.
All right, folks. We're out of here.
Have a good one. Thanks.